Are you one of those golfers who struggles to get this really nice and wide release on the downswing and all the way through to finish, just like the pros do on tour every single time without fail? You then go and film yourself on camera and have a look afterwards, and you see this weird sort of action on the way through where it's almost as if the hands come really close to the body. The left arm, the lead arm for right-handed golfer, starts to flex. You almost get this chicken wing action going to the golf ball, and it is so frustrating. You see that two-way miss. If you keep this action holding off on the way through, you get that massive slice, or you overcompensate it and release it on the way through like this and overcompensate, seeing the golf shots go too far to the left. Well, in this video today, we're going to be looking at exactly why 93% of golfers struggle to release the driver properly in their golf swing, and so you can see finally that really nice wide arc and release that the pros do every single time without fail. Stop that two-way miss in your golf game and see much more consistent drives out on the golf course. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Harry, PJ Golf Professional, down here at the Golf Projects, transforming golfers worldwide via Skillest. And if you'd like to get involved, make sure you drop a comment down below letting me know what tips or drills video you would like me to cover next. And in this video today, we're going to be answering a question that came up from Paul in one of the latest videos, who's looking to find out what the release actually means in the golf swing in a way that is easy and simple to understand. And after that, I'm going to be explaining exactly why 93% of golfers struggle to get that release in the golf game, revealing the secret to help you get that amazing wide release just like the pros and see much straighter, further, accurate golf shots. So in order for me to reveal the game-changing secret that's going to help you get this really nice extension, wide release on the way through, it's really important that we understand the term release in the golf swing. So let me clarify things for you. Well, in simple terms, it's the moment during your downswing where your hands unhinge and uncock, which is a critical part of the golf swing, especially with the driver. And the release has a massive effect on the club face angle at impact. If we're releasing the club too late, it's going to leave the club face massively open like this here, influencing those slice shots like we mentioned at the start of the video. Or the opposite, if we get that early release in the game and we see this wrist unhinge and uncock like so very early, it's going to close the face and causes golf shots to go miles to the left. But it also has a massive impact on the angle of attack, dynamic loft, centeredness of strike, and club head speed. And I'm going to be covering as many of these as possible, but if you'd like me to do a video on this, then feel free to make a comment down below, and if I get enough comments, I'll be sure to do that video for you. So without further ado, let's talk about why 93% of golfers struggle to release the driver properly in their golf swing. So the main tendency I see, as mentioned at the start of the video, is when golfers on the downswing, with their hands too close to the body, start to see that lead arm flex because of this to try and make contact with the golf ball, usually getting a little bit stuck like so, causing this chicken wing action to take place on the way through, causing that two-way miss depending on where the club face angle is. If we hold off this chicken wing like so, club face stays open, causing the golf shots to go to the right, vice versa. If we get that release taking place to try and recover from this, as we're getting that chicken wing, they're going to go too low and too left for right-handed golfers. And in order to stop this chicken wing action from taking place on the way through, we want to be looking at what happens before this takes place, rather than trying to just, okay, keep that lead arm straight on the way through. Well, why is this happening in the first place? Why are our hands getting too close to the body in the first place, encouraging this lead arm to flex and encouraging that chicken wing action to take place on the follow through? And it's all to do with how we start the downswing. And this is where the secret comes in. The golf swing works in reactions. So whatever we do in the backswing, the tendency for us is to do the opposite in the downswing. So if we're finding we're getting very narrow and stuck almost in this position here, the likelihood is we were getting too wide to start the downswing. We've almost gone wide to narrow. So what I'm saying here is you are probably getting this casting motion to start the downswing, causing the width of arc, the distance between my hands and my chest here, to go very wide on the downswing here. And the tendency usually you would tend to find with the irons is that you would usually duff the shot first, but with the driver we know we can't hit the ground. So from there we have to sort of jump up like this, almost get our hands too close to the body, start to flex this lead arm to counteract this effect, and then make solid contact with the golf ball. And you can see I'm in the exact same position as I was at the very start of the video. Going back to that secret, the golf swing works in reactions. So in order for us to make the necessary change and start to see the club working further away from us on the way through and get this extension of the release on the way through as well, we want to be encouraging the opposite effect to start the downswing. So rather than seeing this wide arc on the downswing like this here, we want to see more narrow. So at the moment we're having the tendency to go wide to narrow, whereas we want to see more narrow to wide. And we're going to include the backswing for this to make things even easier for you. So basically, rather than seeing what would usually happen is where we pick up the club a little bit too soon, see that narrow width of arc from this position here, then we react and get very wide. And then because we've got too wide, we then have to react and go very narrow in this position again. So we want to see wide to narrow to wide. So to start to encourage this feeling in your golf swing, I want you to take the golf club and put it to the side for now, and I want you to get something as simple as a golf ball. And we're going to be throwing these golf balls. So I'm just going to take the golf ball off this tee right here. If you've got a tennis ball and you wanted to practice at home, even better. But if you're at the driving range, just use a golf ball. It's very easy. And all I want you to do is to simply throw it as fast and as far as you possibly can. So you're trying to throw this golf ball as far as you possibly can. And if we just get that in slow-mo now and repeat this swing here, let's call it a swing just for term's sake. Hang on, let me just shift this way. With me doing this here, and I can almost guarantee you did the same thing when doing this. We didn't go wide to narrow to throw it. We went narrow to wide. So it's the same interpretation and same feeling that we're trying to develop to start that downswing phase, the transition phase. We're trying to go from narrow to wide with the golf swing. So this is going to help you get a really good feel for what this feels like in terms of going narrow to wide on that downswing phase, rather than going wide to narrow. You would never throw a golf ball, a tennis ball, as far as you possibly can from this position here to there. You would throw it from this position here, you reduce this width of arc on the downswing, and then you extend on the way through. But of course, the golf swing doesn't start from the top of the backswing. It starts from the address position where the club head is right next to the golf ball. So we want to add something in that's going to help you get a really good sensation of allowing that takeaway to be wider. Again, remember, we're trying to go wider to narrow to then wide to get this wider arc and release to take place. Got the driver head cover back on the driver, and the idea is that if we can use a driver head cover, it increases the weight. This will give you a really good sensation of forcing that weight away from you to start off the golf swing, and then in the downswing to really force this sort of catapult effect of going narrow to wide. And what I would suggest as well is just make sure you're putting your head cover back on the driver every time you do this, because if it flies out on the range, it's no good. Obviously, if you're in an indoor facility like I am, then you're absolutely fine. Just let it go straight into the net, and then you can just pick it up and put it back on. Anyway, back to the video. So once you've done a couple of practice swings doing this with the head cover on, you can take the head cover off and do a few more practice swings. A really good checkpoint for this is feeling that wider takeaway all the way up to the top of the swing, feeling that reduced width to start the downswing transition phase, and then extending on the way through. And where is my chest pointing here? It's pointing upwards towards the target as opposed to pointing downwards towards the ball like this here. And when you're hitting your first shot on the backswing, you can go as slow as you want just to ensure you're getting that wider arc on the way back. But as soon as you get to the top, it is full speed ahead. You're really reducing this width of arc here, and then to wide on the way through. So hit a shot, video yourself doing this, and feel free to send it us over on Skillest, the online platform where I do all my coaching. Feel free to send it over so I can take a look at the amazing progress you're going to make in your golf swing from doing this drill. Don't forget to comment down below with a tip or drill that you would like me to cover next. Thanks for watching, stay tuned, lots more to come, and we'll see you next time.